Okay, so the first grammatical category that we have to discuss is noun. Now, before going to noun, we need to understand parts of speech. Now, we also call them grammatical categories. They are also called words classes. So, we divide the words into different groups according to their function in a sentence, because every part of speech has a specific function in a sentence. So according to those functions, we have divided the words into different parts, and those parts or those groups are called parts of speech. And in English grammar, we have 9 parts of speech. We have noun, we have pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection, and article. So the first of them is noun. Now, what is a noun? If we look around and we look at the things around us, there may not be anything without a name. So if we have a name for everything, that name is actually the noun. So noun is actually a naming word, a word that shows or that gives us the name of a person, a place, or thing, or idea. So actually it is a naming word. Now it may name people, things, places, ideas. For example, if Tom, teacher, brother, mother, father, student, etc., they are also names of people. So these are all nouns and they have specific function in a sentence. Similarly, things. We have table, chair, book, marker, whiteboard, door, etc. They are all names of things. Places, room, school, home, street, road, hospital, etc. They are all names of places. Similarly, we may have some abstract noun, ideas or feelings. For example, love, hate, friendship, knowledge, honesty, truth, etc. So these are all names of ideas or feelings. We may not see them, but we have certain names for them. So if a word names something, that word is supposed to be a noun. Now we'll move to the types of noun. Okay, so let's talk about the types of noun. We have many types of noun, but I'll only focus on those types which are problematic or where we face some problems. The first one is proper noun. Now, what is a proper noun? It is a specific name. First of all, it is a specific name, not a common name, that is used for a particular person, not everyone, a particular person, place, or thing. It means that we cannot use a proper noun for every person, every place, everything. These nouns, proper noun is used for a specific person, place, or thing. For example, we have Tom, we have Ali, we have David. These names are not common. We cannot call everyone as Tom, everyone as Ali, everyone as David. Similarly, we have New York, England, Karachi, Delhi. So we cannot call every city as New York. We cannot call every country as England. We cannot call every city as Karachi or Delhi. These are specific names and they are used for specific places. Similarly, thing. We cannot call every phone as iPhone. We cannot call every phone as Samsung because these are names of specific brands. So we have to use them for those specific brands. Next, we have common noun. A common name, first of all, it's a common name, not a proper name. That is commonly used. We commonly use them for people, places, and things. For example, boy. Now, boy is a common noun and we call every boy as boy. We call every friend as friend. We call every teacher as teacher. Whether that is in any country, we call a teacher as teacher in English. Similarly, home. In any country, in English, we call home as home. Street, class, and road, these are names for common places. Things, table, chair, door, book, etc. These are the names of common places or common things or common people. Now, there are some features which I have to discuss. The first one is proper nouns are always written with capital letter. Remember that proper noun is always written with capital letter. We cannot write it with small letter. If we write it with small letter, it is incorrect. Apart from that, we cannot make plural of it. For example, I cannot say toms. It is incorrect. Apart from that, we cannot use a or n with it. I cannot say a tom, an alley. We cannot say that. They are incorrect. So remember that proper noun is always written with capital. We cannot make plural of them, and we cannot add a or an article with them. Next, common noun. It can be written with capital or small, depends on the placement of the noun. If it occurs in the start of a sentence, we write it with capital letter, but apart from that, it is normally written with small letter. We can also make plural forms of that. For example, boy and boys, chair and chairs. Apart from that, we can also use a or n with it. A boy, an apple, etc. So these are some of the specific features where students they face problems, or they may make mistakes when they write or when they use such nouns. So remember that proper noun is a specific name used for specific people, person, places or things, and common noun is a common name that is commonly used for people, places or things. Thank you. Welcome back. We have two more types of noun, countable and uncountable. Now, what is countable? Normally, when we talk about countable noun, we believe that if we can count a thing or the object that we represent with that name, that noun is supposed to be countable. If the object is countable rather than the name or the noun is countable. But here are some features. If we find these features in a noun, that noun is supposed to be countable. For example, the first one is numbers can be added. If we can add numbers with a noun, that noun is supposed to be countable. For example, we say boy, one boy, two boys, three boys, 10 boys, one chair, 10 chairs, 50 chairs, etc. So we can add numbers with boy and chair, and thus chair and boy, they are countable noun. Second thing, can be converted into plural. We will be able to make plural forms of these nouns. For example, boy, boys, chair, chairs, child, children. So if a noun can be converted into plural form, that noun is supposed to be countable. Third, a and an article can be used with it. A boy, an apple. If we cannot add these articles with a noun, that noun cannot be countable. So these are the three features. If we find these features in a noun, that noun is supposed to be countable. Next, we have uncountable. Now, if we do not have these features, for example, we cannot add numbers with that. For example, I cannot say one milk. I cannot say two oils. They are incorrect. We cannot add numbers with them. Second, cannot be converted into plural. We cannot say milks. We cannot say oils. So if we cannot make a noun plural, that is supposed to be uncountable. The third one, a and an article cannot be used with it. For example, we cannot say a milk. Instead, we say some milk. We cannot add a with it. Similarly, we cannot say an oil. So we cannot add a and n with uncountable nouns. So if we can add numbers with that, if we can convert it into plural, and if we can use a or n with that noun, that is supposed to be countable. If we cannot use these things with a noun, it means that noun is uncountable. There are certain misconceptions about countable and uncountable noun. Normally, we think if the object is countable, if we can count the object, the name or the noun of that object is supposed to be countable. And if we cannot count the object, that noun is supposed to be uncountable, but that is not the case. Here we are concerned with the name, with the noun, with the word here, not with the object. For example, star, there are many stars, there are many in number, we cannot count them. So normally people think that it is uncountable. But if I apply this formula, we can say that it is a 7-star hotel, it's a 5-star hotel or 3-star hotel. Similarly, if there are clouds and we say, oh, there is a star or there are 2 stars, so we can use numbers with that, and we can also change it into plural. So normally it is a countable noun, it is not uncountable. Similarly, if I ask you whether money is countable or uncountable, normally people would say that it's countable because we can count as much as money that may be, but we can count it. But actually, this word actually, not the object, not the money, this word is uncountable. We cannot add s with it. We cannot say monies. We cannot say give me a money. We say give me some money. So it is uncountable. It is not countable because this word does not have these qualities. So in reality, it is uncountable noun. Now there are certain other things which we have to remember about countable and uncountable. Normally, when we ask a question about countable noun, we use how many. How many boys are there? How many chairs are there? How many tables are there? How many rooms are there? Etc. And the answer can be in singular as well as in plural. For example, there are 10 boys, there is 1 boy. So the answer can be singular as well as plural. But when it comes to uncountable noun, the question is different. We say how much rather than how many. Say how much water, how much milk, how much money do you have? And the answer is always in singular. Or we can say that we use some rather than many. For example, I have some water, I have some money, I have some milk, I have some oil. Or it is singular, there is some milk, there is some water. It cannot be plural. We cannot say there are some water or there are some oil or there are some milk. So the answer is always in singular. But when it comes to countable noun, the answer can be singular as well as plural. Depends on the singularity or plurality of the noun, and the question is made with many rather than much. So that's all about types of noun. See you with a new video with new topic. So far, take care of yourself. And thank you.